I'm Tarot Oracle, and we're back for the final trumps of the Thoth Tarot. This is the reader course where we oversimplify everything. So if you'd like more information on the Thoth, please visit links below to a wonderful lady who has many videos that are more comprehensive. I'm just here to get you to read with this beautiful tarot, which obviously is my favorite. So the first card today, we have the Planetary Trump of Mars, or the Tower, everyone's favorite at jumbling and confusing situations and sort of breaking down things that were going maybe not so well. This is path 27 in the Tree of Life, joining victory to splendor. And here we have I think the traditional title was the House of God, or the death of the House of God. So now we have the Eye of Horus, or the Eye of Shiva, pretty much destroying everything and making a huge mess. Now the Hebrew letter for this is mouth, thus we have the mouth down here and sort of spitting out flames, which is reducing the tower to shambles, and we have quite a mess that is made here. So how do we use this in a reading? Pretty much standard tower fare. We have a breakdown in the situation and maybe a new beginning from that. So maybe we had a relationship sort of broke down, didn't really go so well. Now we have a new beginning. Now it's time to do some traveling or whatnot. We have several things. Maybe we had a very happy situation to where everything was going fantastic. Best card of the deck, remember? And then we had pretty much everything break down. It's not good. It's the tower. Everything is broken down. People are falling. And now we need to move someplace else, travel, move, get a new situation going, or maybe even start a new relationship. Either way, it is quite the jumble and quite a disruption in our daily life. Obviously, that means not only a new beginning, but sort of a destruction of things that were going well, or a bit of drama amidst no drama. So danger, combat, quarreling, and things like this. And that is the Tower. And next we have the Star. The Star, everyone's favorite. The zodiacal trump of Aquarius. And you can kind of see that with all the water and all of these cards, etc. Path 15 on the Tree of Life, joining wisdom to beauty. And we have a definite more distribution of stars, or this big beautiful globe that sort of represents the surrounding heavens around the earth. And then we have 3 7-pointed stars that are sort of populating the whole thing. And this represents just guidance and getting the guidance that you need, or getting the help that you need. A lot of times you get unexpected help from unexpected places. And also you could get clarity of vision. So we have a mission we're trying to do. We have something we're trying to accomplish, maybe at work, and we have a clarity of vision. Maybe the clarity of vision brings back a happy place or a happy outcome. Maybe the clarity of vision at work, in fact, brings back a reward. You remember the reward card with the diamond getting lifted up toward us, and that is the reward for hard work. It definitely could be that. There could be some change coming, and the change is prompting a rethinking of how we do things. We get unexpected help after the change, and then we get our reward, or maybe we get our happy situation after the unexpected help comes. And change is usually going to be disruptive, but a lot of time it can lead to maybe a better relationship, or it may be even possibly a breakdown in the things that we were doing. A lot of times change will also lead to maybe unexpected help. Maybe we have change that led to an imbalance, but then we have unexpected help that came in afterwards. Obviously, this is the balance card, and this is change, unexpected, or imbalance. A change caused us to become imbalanced, and then we got unexpected help, and it fixed everything, or at least helped us, guide us in the correct direction with all the 7-pointed stars. So that is a cool representation of the star. In my opinion, this is a much better looking card, and much better to read and sort of throw down than the original star. Just my opinion, though. Anyway, that is the star. So what happens if it is upside down, you ask? Well, upside down, you could have a loss of that vision, or you could have no help at all. Maybe you have unexpected change and you're getting no help at all, and it sort of leads you into ruin. So there's you a 3-card combo that you don't want to see. Change that you don't get any help, you don't get the guidance that you need, and it leads you into ruin. So maybe it's one of those situations as well. Anyway, the star, absolutely beautiful card, and always fun and good to see that in any spread. And next we have the moon, zodiacal trump of Pisces, which you can sort of see the Pisces feel with a coolness. You know, it's not like bright red or a warm card. It has that nice coolness to it. We're talking on the Tree of Life, the path 29, victory, connected to kingdom. And so we have this path between these two large towers. The towers aren't crumbled quite yet, but the towers are there. We have the 2 towers, and then we have the twin figures of Anubis, talking about the very Egyptian card, right? We have the sort of the Egyptian path, the Egyptian look and feel. We have the 2 Egyptian gods, then we have the scarab. So the whole thing is very Egyptian. Now, the Egyptian god Khepra, talking about the scarab, if you look on EgyptianMyths.net, you can see the full history of Khepra or Khepra, the symbol symbolized by the scarab beetle, and that is sort of what is within here, sort of that scarab beetle running up. The god of sun, Khepra. So Khepra is the manifestation of the rising sun. Always interesting. So how do we use this? So the moon is pretty much your intuition, as you probably already guessed. So it talks about sometimes deception or bewilderment as well, maybe some confusion as well as far as the moon is concerned. So you could have some confusion about where to go, or you could have some confusion about those type of things. And after any confusion, it always would help if you had confusion to have the star. So you have that unexpected guidance. The confusion at the star brings maybe about balance or brings a good relationship upon you. It also is the intuitive card of the deck as well. So if you're looking for intuition, maybe you have intuition that gives you an unexpected guidance. And both of those lead you to some traveling or to some type of alteration of your daily life. Maybe it can lead you to a new relationship as well. So you have somebody new and somebody interesting that you find and meet and talk to and get an interesting relationship going. But again, this could be disillusionment, could be confusion, could be bewilderment. It also could mean the ability to tap into your psychic powers or your intuition. So it could be any of those things. I think the main card for the moon is sort of an intuitive insight or an intuitive pathway. So could have either one of those. But having guidance with your intuition giving you guidance and leading you to something better, maybe extreme happiness, would always be handy. If it does mean bewilderment or confusion, you could have one of those things where you're just confused, you don't have that guidance, and then it brings about disruptive change, which gives you a not balance, but imbalance of the type of things you're looking for. So you're trying to get your intuition going, maybe it's not going, maybe you're bewildered, maybe you're confused, then you have a drastic change coming, and all that maybe possibly leads to an imbalance in your relationships or an imbalance in your life, which is never good. But that is the moon. And next we have a fantastic card, the sun. The sun is always good news in any reading. The planetary trump is obviously, the sun. This is path 30 on the Tree of Life, joining splendor to foundation. So a rock-solid foundation with your splendor. So this always brings about pretty much good news to any reading. So you can just throw it randomly in a reading and have good news. Maybe we had a drastic change. Maybe we had a disruption in everything that we did, but now everything is clear. Now everything is great, and we have good news all around, and it brings us balance. It brings us balance and peace and good news. It could bring us extreme happiness as well. The best card in the deck, by the way, just a reminder, we have extreme happiness, extreme pleasure, and everything goes great. Maybe we have a disruption and we're looking for things, and then we find a divine guidance, or we get some guidance, unexpected help, and it leads us to a great situation, a good outcome. So it's one of those things to where you really can't go wrong. Maybe you have you're doing a work project, now you have the sun, and now you get a reward because everything went well, everything was balanced. Maybe we have a work project that started. We tried to find the balance within the work project to get this thing done and that thing done, and it ended up being fantastic, and everything was great, and now we collect our reward after all of the hard work, and definitely good news all around. So the sun is just basically great news. It talks about glory, gaining riches, triumph, pleasure, basically just great news. And that would be expected no matter where you see the sun or what type of card the sun is in. You're pretty much going to have good news all around. So smiling faces, happy people, new beginnings, things like that. So the sun is just a fantastic card to have around, and within your Thoth deck as well. If you see that in a reading, it's just going to be good news. So you could have good news followed by more good news followed by more good news, which is always going to be great to see in a reading of any type, and that is the sun. And next we have the Aon, the elemental trump of fire and spirit, path 31 in the tree of life, joining splendor to kingdom. Well, now this is one of the few cards I encourage you to go watch the whole 40-minute video. If you really want to understand this card, it's going to take 40 minutes. This is an extremely complex card with a ton of different stuff, a ton of different meaning, so much so that we have like an entire chapter dedicated to it in Lon Milo DeQuette's book. So this is one of those where I would encourage you to go watch the whole video, because this is extremely complex as far as all the symbology in it, why everything is in it, etc., etc. The goddess Nuit, and the horse, the god of force and fire, and all of these other things. Talk about the spiritual age of Osiris. There's nothing but symbolism in here, and it would take pretty much the entire 30-minute, 40 minutes to sort of go through that and get you all the different symbolism and all the different things. Basically, I mean, even the sort of the definition is confusing. So it's like the final definition, or a definitive step in a particular direction. So if you have a step in a direction, you're heading that direction. Sort of new beginnings, many things within these other tarots, but in this one it's a little bit different. It's going to be not only maybe a new beginning, but a formidable step towards that. So we're going this direction, and this means we took a huge step in that direction. So maybe that we have a relationship, we're looking for a relationship, and we have the Aon. We've taken a huge step in that direction. We've taken a definitive step, a big step in that direction. We haven't hesitated. We haven't done anything. So maybe we're subject to change. We have this massive change coming, and everything is sort of disrupted and confusing. We've taken a big step into the change and tried to resolve everything and figure out everything. So maybe you have a new relationship. The new relationship needs some sort of action to take to make it work, and you've taken a huge step into that relationship. So basically, it's a big leap towards your goal. You're making a leap towards a definitive goal that you want, and maybe the leap towards the goal brings about good news. In other words, we have a potential relationship. You've decided to take a big step in that direction and make a big step, and it's going to turn out great. So this is just progressing forward in a large leap rather than a small step. So maybe you're looking at traveling, or maybe you're looking at some type of alteration in your life, and then we're taking a big step in that direction, everything works out great. Or maybe it's not going to work out great, you're going to be in ruin, but either way, you took the step. You took the step. Maybe you have a reward after the big step. Maybe you're trying to get into the new relationship. Maybe you have a big change coming, and the big change has caused you to take a step in a different direction. You went in a totally different direction. Maybe it's caused some imbalance, but you've taken that step in the direction of the, you've sort of been forced into a new direction, but you've taken the big step in that direction. So obviously, it means taking the leap. Taking the leap, you haven't really hesitated. You went forward in that direction. You went into sort of that direction, and maybe with hesitation, maybe without hesitation, but you did not, go backwards. You're going forward. So it's basically the gist of the card. Again, I would encourage you to watch the whole 30-minute video, the link below in the description, to fully understand the card. If you're going to use the deck, this is one of the most powerful cards in the deck, and I encourage you to sort of take a look at all the symbology within that card, which unfortunately would take me about 30 minutes, and I would just be repeating this other video that it's already available. So let's move on to the final card. And now we come to the conclusion of the majors, or literally the conclusion of the matter. This is the end of the matter. It's the universe. Planetary Trump of Saturn. Saturn being the end, maybe not the good end, but the end. Path 32 on the Tree of Life, foundation to kingdom linkage. And again, one of these symbols of the end of the matter, or the conclusion of the matter. This represents both the planet Saturn and the element of the Earth. We have the square of light around her head, sort of that enlightenment feel. We have the serpent, which we've seen in many other cards, sort of coiled around. We have the Eye of Horus, which again, we have sort of seen with other cards as well. We have the 10 rays, then we have the green disc, and we have a man up top, the man, then we have a lion, and then we have a bull, sort of linking back to Leo, the man linking back to sort of like the star, and then the bull linking back to the Taurus feel. And then we have the eagle linked back to the Scorpio feel, or the death card. So this is the conclusion of the matter. This is the end. This is the conclusion of it. So if we have this, for example, in a reading, so let's say that we're trying to find a balance. If we have this adventure that we went on, we're trying to find balance. We have found it. It is the conclusion of the matter. So maybe we have a disruptive relationship, and we're trying to get through the disruptive relationship. The relationship has gone sour. We're trying to get through the disruptive relationship. We have the end. That is the end of the matter. That is the end of that particular thread on that particular relationship. So let's say we're looking at something at work and we finally get a reward. It could be the end of the project. There could be the end of the matter, the end of that project, or the end of that particular running thread. As far as that's concerned, maybe we're just in a terrible situation and we're in ruin. Or maybe we have a change, unexpected change that we didn't see coming, and then we're in ruin because of it. Well, that matter is ending and sort of rounding about at this point. So that's pretty much good news, because that is going to be the end of the matter. It's going to be sort of the end or the conclusion of it, or the rounding about of what that thread was currently leading you towards. So good or bad card, we're in a great situation. Maybe we don't want to see the matter end, or maybe the matter will continue a bit longer. Maybe there will be delays end the matter or something like that. So we find a new relationship. We're trying to figure out if this is going to be good or bad. We could be hitting the end, or we could be hitting a huge delay in that. Similar to the mountain in the Lenormand, we could be hitting a delay if the end of the matter is turned upside down. It could be one of those things where it's just going to drag on a bit longer. Just going to drag on a bit longer. Maybe we're in a court case, and the court case is not really wrapping up, and we're trying to figure out, is this going to end anytime soon? Is this going to be over in the next couple of weeks? Well, looks like we have a delay in getting that ended, or getting the end of that particular thread. So it could be good, it could be bad. Not everyone wants a delay. Not everyone wants an end to a particular thread, but we have a card that now represents that in the universe. And that is the end of the Thoth Majors. Next video we'll do more minors and more court cards. And a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Patreon is a place where you can support my effort to make these videos. It helps pay for the software that I'm using to make the videos, so I can make more of them and train you in things like Lenormand and Thoth and astrology and all sorts of fun things that you see on the channel. If you would like to donate and support me, you get early access to videos, and we have behind the scenes videos as well. So a lot of cool stuff on the channel. So keep an eye out for that, and link in the description and on screen. Even if you don't support me, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. That always helps me bring in new people and helps me get in the recommendation section of YouTube. And that way people can find me and find us, and we can have a great community of a bunch of people learning different things and discussing and things like that. So thank you so much for watching.